Oh yeah, Friday night edition. Hey, hey. I love it. 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 I love to see people ready. Ready. Yes. I love it. There you go. It's your time to shine. Ow. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome. Well, our guest is here and ready. Yes. It's your time to shine. I just like to tell it to say that one part. We're going to be in there. Come on in the room. This is time for you to send it out and let your people know to come on in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our guest here, and it is her time to shine. Come on. Yes, it's your time. Yes. Yes, indeed. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I just wanted to take a minute to let our guests be able to send out their request and for me to welcome. My name is Crystal Bodie Smith. I am so excited to be here for another edition of Story Time. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have a young lady here that we are ready for you to meet. Her name is Meshia Callwood. And I want to say good evening to you, Meshia. Let me tell you a little bit about Meshia, but before I tell you about her and her organization, I want to let you know that this young lady is out of Eastern Shore, Virginia. She graduated from high school in 2012, and she relocated to Wilmington, Delaware, where she started her career at a college as the first generation college student. All right? And she has a master's degree, guys. And this young lady has a vision. She saw something out there that was happening in the world, in the global network when it comes to our young ladies, and she took that and she ran with it, and she started something. She had launched a leadership book, and she's done so many things. But before we do that, I want her to introduce herself and let her know she is here to let women of color know in their community and across the globe that they are celebrities in their own right. I'm going to say that again. She wants you to know, ladies of color, that you are a celebrity too. All right? And we're going to tell you what we mean by that. So let's say welcome, Miss Meshia. How you doing today?
I am good. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me, Miss Crystal.
Yes. So tell the people where you're from. And let's talk about Meshia, the little girl. Like Meshia before she went to college. Who was Meshia? Did she have a dream? And how did you get here?
So I'm originally from Greenbush, Virginia. I currently reside in Dover, Delaware. I have been in Delaware for a couple of years now. Meshia, the little girl, was always inspired. She was always, a go-getter, chasing her dreams. Meshia comes from a small town where rarely do you see women of color really going after what they're passionate about. Yes, they work their 9 to 5. Yes, they take care of their families, make sure the bills are paid, but rarely outside of that do you see them chasing after their purpose. And rarely do you see them chasing after what they're passionate about. So even as a little child, I always wanted more, you know, more in life, more than a 9 to 5, because I was like, it has to be more than this,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know. So that is Meshia, the little girl.
Listen, so then what happened? Beyond you going to college, let's fast forward. We all saw this movement happen when Beverly Bond created this thing that we saw with the 501c3, the nonprofit that we all know as Black Girl Rock. And the brand was simply to devote to healthy, positive identity development of young women. And what they did was they came up with programs that support critical thinking, leadership development, sisterhood, innovation, and civic engagement and career exposure. Now, we've seen it on TV. We've seen people like Queen Latifah and Alicia Keys and Mary J. Blige and everybody on these shows. I mean, I think Shaka Khan was supposed to headline last year. I mean, we've seen all the celebrities on this Black Girl Rock, and it really inspired us all. But it inspired you to create your own version of Black Girls Rock. And I like the way you put a twist on it. You put a Z on your name to make it a little bit different, but yet let people understand what it stemmed from. So let's talk about that. When did the light bulb go off for you to say, you know what, I want to create something like this. And what was the vision when you did that in the comparison to Beverly Bond's vision?
So maybe about 2 years ago, pre-COVID, um, we Beverly Bonds, she does an award show. So I was watching the awards. So Black Girls Rock Awards. So about 2 years ago, I was like, oh, that would be something good for the community. Because don't get me wrong, it's all good and wonderful that she celebrates and uplifts women of color who are celebrities. Because I love Queen Latifah, I love Angela Bassett and all those women. But I'm like, we have women of color right in our community that are dominating in what they do. They're making an impact in the community, and we really want to break that stigma that you have to be famous or a celebrity to be impactful or be doing something, because really being famous or a celebrity does not mean impactful. And really, we're all celebrities in our own right. A celebrity really is just someone who got attention, from from the various platforms. So we're all celebrities in our own right. So that's really what I wanted to push. The conference is really to celebrate, empower, and uplift women of color who are dominating in their specific sphere of influence or even the marketplace. So it's a big celebration of the plethora of achievements of admirable women of color who break barriers, blaze trails, and set trends nationwide and globally. So that's really where it stemmed from. And as I mentioned before, I do pay homage to Miss Beverly Bond for what she does, and because that's where the vision stemmed from and the inspiration.
Excellent, excellent. So you are doing your first event. Tell us about this first event, and if it's too late for people to get involved, or if they can get involved, and exactly how is this event going to take place and where, and all the details.
So the Black Girls Rock Conference this first year is taking place in Dover, Delaware. Of course, in the years to come, as it grows and gets bigger, we will be taking it on the road. So look out, because we will be in a city near you. It's happening March the 18th and 19th. We're kicking it off with a girls' night out to just relax and rejuvenate. And we're having a paint and sip. So this is something the ladies can take away from the conference. Of course, the painting will be something that really embodies what, we're doing. That Saturday morning, the 19th, we're kicking it off with a women's empowerment brunch. It's called Fabulous, Fierce, and Free. And that's a short empowerment session. I really called it that because, us as women of color, we have this image that we're supposed to be the strong Black woman, and do things for everybody else. And a lot of times when we're out here doing what we do, we're dominating, we're successful, we often forget about ourselves. We
Right.
forget about making sure we're good, because we're worried about our careers, we're worried about our businesses, and rarely do we take time to say, this is what I need. Or rarely do we take care of our mental state, So that session is really to empower the ladies to keep going, but to also make sure you're taking care of your physical and mental health. And then that night, we're kicking it off with the big night. That's the Black Girls Rock Awards. We will be honoring 10 women for their contributions in the community. And that's what we're doing. We'll have performances, entertainment. It'll be ran similar to the Black Girls Rock Awards, like Miss Beverly Bond does it.
Listen, I see Bobby Parker in here, and welcome Bobby and Dre and all the people that are in here. Bobby Parker is a Grammy-nominated radio show host, and he would be a great person for you to have your information on his station. So, Bobby, this young lady is doing a local version of the Black Girls Rock event. And if you are open to her advertising on your station, I would love for you to come in and just let her know how she can get on your station to talk about this. She's uplifting people in the community that are doing things, and she is definitely trying to let everybody know that they are a celebrity in their own right, that they don't have to be on the level in which Beverly Bond did it for the national organization. And she's going to be having this event in different states. It's going to be held in different states, to where people can actually, I guess, nominate people and come on board and let people know that they are interested in hosting the events in partnership with you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so when you host this event and people come to your city, you're going to need entertainment, you're going to need
Yeah.
speakers, you're going to need all kind of people to come. How can someone get involved if they have a group or artist or entertainer and they want to be a part of your event? It's too late for this year, but as you plan for next year, do you have any idea what city or state you want to do it in?
Yes. So actually next year the conference will be happening March the 17th through the 18th, 2023. And we are coming to Philly.
Philadelphia, okay.
So
Philadelphia.
anybody from Philly that wants to join us, please be on the lookout for next year. We are coming to your city next year.
All right. And, like I said, I want to talk to you about North Carolina and talk to you about what I can do to
Mm-hmm.
help you with having a workshop or something for the ladies and partnership with you. But if there's anybody on this live and you bring something to the table, or you are a business owner or someone that you feel as though you can make an impact and you want to be a part of this, introduce yourself. You are welcome to come on this live and let her know who you are, what you do, and how you think you can play a part. Once again, Bobby Parker, you are welcome to send me an invite and come in and let her know if you would like to cover this on your radio station and let her know how she can do this. I see Capo in here. He has artists. He may have an artist that may want to, he may feel that may be a good part for this.
Okay.
Again, this is the local version of the national Black Girls Rock. I don't want to get it confused. There's Black Girls Rock, the national one, which we've seen on TV with BET. This is a local version, which she's doing, which is very admirable because you are letting the community women know that you're not going unnoticed, that you too can be recognized for what you do. Now, what are some of the awards? Are you going to have like a Lifetime Achievement Award? What are some of the
Yeah.
awards?
So we have 10 awards. I'm not going to name all of them, but I'll name a few. We have the Girl Boss Award. This award is awarded to a woman of color who's a young woman of color who's been an entrepreneur at least 2 years, and is still successful, is still dominating. We have the Iconic Spotlight Award. This award is to a woman that's dominating in the community. And has been for over 20 years. Wasn't easy, but she's here. We have the Shiro Award, and that award is to a woman that's dominating in their sphere of influence, but also they're a hero in the community and to their family. So, this year it's a single mom getting this award who still, shows up for her kids, but also shows up, for her, those that she serves.
Now, let me ask you this while you're talking. I don't want to cut you up, but I want to throw in there. Please let us know if you're looking for sponsors too, the levels of sponsorship and how people can be a sponsor as well.
Okay. We do, as you mentioned, we do have the Lifetime Achievement Award. This award this year is to a woman of color who, got it. She's a diamond in the rough. She got it. It wasn't easy. She didn't come from an easy background, but, she's staying successful today and has been for over 25 years. So those are just a couple of the awards that we have. We are currently looking for sponsors. If you have a business, we are encouraging you to sponsor us, and we have stuff in it for your business as well. So up to 2 max of your female representatives can attend this free of charge for your donation. You'll also be spotlighted all throughout the conference as one of our sponsors and on our promotional material. So this is a good way to get your business out there. And we would announce that you're a part of this movement, that you have joined forces with us and you are a part of this movement. Right now, we are only asking for a minimum donation of $200. So if you are interested, please, 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 you can email us at bgrconference@gmail.com.
All right, and I want you to make sure you type that in the conference, in the comments. Type your website and type the BGR conference. I'm getting tongue twisted here today. Once again, you're listening to Meshia Callwood. She has created Black Girls, Girlz Rock, and she's hosting her first event in Dover, Delaware, and this is taking place this month. And there are some opportunities for you to help and kind of be like a co-sponsor in a state where you're located. She's taking it to Philadelphia next year, and they are looking to highlight women in business who are doing amazing things. We've seen it on a national level. We've seen it with the well-known celebrities that have been recognized. I mean, we've seen them all, from Michelle Obama to Rihanna to Mary J. Blige. We've seen them on the television screen. We have, but now we want to put it on our screens in a local city. And I want to tell you this, Meshia, with this platform that I have, right now you see it on IG, but I'm actually going to be on Roku and YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook Live. So it's going to go out to the masses even later on. And so something such as this, we want to get the word out, because we have to uplift each other. We have to continue to uplift each other. Do you have a keynote speaker this year?
So this year we have a keynote speaker for our Women's Empowerment Brunch. Her name is Monet Floyd. She's a licensed, she's a LCSW. She's a licensed counselor. So she's going to be empowering, and she's also an entrepreneur. So her name is Monet Floyd. And she will be empowering the women to, yes, chase after your purpose, chase after what you're passionate about, but also take care of your mental and physical health. So that is our keynote speaker for this year.
All right. And if someone wants to submit a document so they can be a keynote for the future years, I'm sure that's an opportunity there too.
Yes. All they have to do is email us, and we can set up a meeting, and we can go from there.
Okay. Well, we'd love to hear that. Now, what are some of the things that people need to look for if they were going to nominate? Is there a nomination process for this, Ms. Callwood?
Yes. So, of course, we have all our honorees for this year, but for next year, if anybody nominate anyone for any one of our awards, please, you will submit that to bgrconference@gmail.com, or you can also submit it through our platforms. We have Facebook. You can find us at Black Girls Rock. That's girls with a Z. And you can also find us here on Facebook at blackgirls.rock. So you can submit that there. And me and my team will sit down. We'll go through all the criteria, see if they match. And sometimes, only one person can get the award, for that year. But, if it's someone that's qualified and that we really like, but unfortunately could not award them for that particular year, we do keep their credentials on file for the upcoming year, because we don't want anyone to feel slighted. We want all women of color to know that they rock. And just because you didn't get it this year does not mean, it was your fault in any kind of way. We only can pick one person, unfortunately, but we do keep their credentials on file for the next upcoming year to let them know that they still rock.
Wow. Now, Meshia, you are author also. You have a best-selling book on Amazon, The Ultimate Workbook and Guide to Conquering and Creating and Commanding Successful Lifestyle. So are you going to be a speaker too, or not this time?
Not this year. This year I am not speaking, but I am open, wherever God takes me, whatever platform he takes me to, I'm open to be a keynote speaker for functions. But this year I will not be speaking at Black Girls Rock.
So now tell us about your book, and the topic is The Ultimate Workbook and Guide to Conquer, Create, and Command Successful Lifestyles. Tell us about that.
So with that book, that was my very first book. I actually co-authored that with 10 other phenomenal women. And in that book, we all share our story of how we've overcome, from insecurity to gun violence to abuse, whether it's physically or verbally. So we all share our story. And that book kind of came about because all of us have a story. My story is different from yours. Your story is different from mine. We all come from different backgrounds. However, our story holds weight. That's what makes us who we are. And with your story, you never know who you're going to inspire or impact, because you never know who out here is going through the same exact thing you've overcome. So that's kind of what that book is about, is to help others, overcome their struggles. So yeah, that's kind of how that book came about. It's a bestseller on Amazon.
And you have a second book. What's the second book?
Yes, the second book is actually an ebook. That's me by myself. And it's called Being Launched into Leadership. Mm-hmm. And I wrote that book because we still live in a world that we still have that stigma of women can't lead or women are voiceless. So in that book, I go over, I'm transparent. I go over my journey and how I got into leadership. And I also share little tips and tidbits on how I'm remaining successful in my various roles.
Wow. Because you work at the college of now, correct?
Yeah, I work at Delaware State University.
Yes, excellent, excellent. So your desire is to be an inspiration to everyone, letting them know that anything is possible. So to the ladies looking out here today, Ms. Callwood, that haven't started a business, that
Mm-hmm.
perhaps feel like they haven't done anything that would make them worthy of this,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say to them to let them know that they are? That because there's no particular formula, what would you say to those ladies, or to the ladies who perhaps just need a push because they have something inside of them and they don't know how to get it out?
I would say to the ladies, I would say to them, if I could be transparent for a moment, as I mentioned earlier, I'm just a little girl from a small town in Virginia. And if I can do it, you can do it. All of us are queens. We have that on the inside of us. God made all of us with a purpose and a plan. So a lot of times, all it takes is that first step mixed with a little bit of faith, and you'll get there. It's not easy. It's not easy, but in those times where you feel like giving up, you have to lean on your why. You have to know why you're doing this. You have to think about those that you're serving and keep going. And, I don't come from a lot of money. So people that you see that are successful and doing what they do, a lot of them do not come from a lot of money. You just have to get creative and innovative and go for what you know. And
Okay, so that,
I,
that's so good.
I,
That's
I would
say
tell
that one more time, please. I didn't mean to cut you off, but say
you,
that again.
you just have to be innovative and creative and go for what you know. I would tell them in my conclusion, I would tell them, to all my queens out there, adjust your crown and put your chin up. Adjust your crown and put your chin up, because your crown is waiting for you. Put it on your head and rock it and go for what you know. Because
Like,
everybody has a purpose. My talents are not your talents. But whatever you're good at and whatever you're passionate about, you have to go for it. You have to do it scared. You have to do it nervous. You have to do it not knowing what the end result is going to be.
she said, do it scared and do it nervous. So what that translates to me is do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again. Whether you're nervous,
Yes.
you're scared, whether you don't think you're ready, do it anyway. Because
Mm-hmm.
if God gave you the vision, then
Yeah.
that means it's in you. And so all you have to do is push it out. Find a resource, get around somebody,
Mm-hmm.
read books like what she just said. And I definitely want you to put your link on there for the book so they know where to get it. Now,
Okay.
what we're talking about here today is how she is actually honored. So if you are somebody in here today and you are working with her, you're welcome to come on board to talk about it. If you have anybody in here who's with you and you want them to come up and discuss their role in helping you with this, or if you're somebody that have questions because you think you want to nominate someone, or if you just think that you want to be a part of it somehow, we welcome you to come and let her know. I know there's a young lady here that she also works. Somebody said for my books. Okay, you were saying for your books you could do that. There's a young lady here who helped people with books also to get their books out. And she may be interested in letting you know how she can help you with what she does. I'll let her come here if she wants to. Angela Anderson, if you will come up, I will allow you to come up and introduce yourself to Ms. Callwood, because what you do for authors, since she is an author, I would love. I like to connect people together that can network and let each other know how they can help each other. Also, Ms. Angela Anderson may be a person that may be interested in playing a role in your upcoming event. She travels, she speaks, and she also sets up as a vendor. Will you have vendors at your event?
Yes, yes, I will have vendors at the event. They will be vending for both days. I have, all kinds of vendors. I have vendors that have apparel. I have vendors that have natural body oils. I have vendors that, have jewelry. So all the things that us women like will be there.
Wow. Yeah. And so the prices for the vendors and the sponsorship, because sometimes when we have these events, Ms.
Mm-hmm.
Callwood, we have something in this area called the Women's Empowerment that the radio station does.
Okay.
And so sometimes these events come and the dollar amount is not quite where the smaller business owner has budgeted for and can do. So would you say that your prices would be something that would be
Yes.
within their reach?
Yes. So our prices for vending, it's $100 that covers you for both days.
Oh, excellent.
Covers you for both days vending. Now, if you are interested in a vending table, we have one left. One. So they've been going. So we have one left. So if you're interested in being a vendor, please, 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 shoot us an email, shoot us a message on Instagram or Facebook, and I can get you that information because it is first come, first serve, according to registration, to be fair. So $100 covers you for both days of the conference.
That's excellent. How many people do you anticipate attending?
So right now we're anticipating 50 to 75 people coming and supporting. We also have virtual streaming options as well. So for those out there that, are in a different state and, unfortunately cannot travel or are not within driving distance, we do have virtual streaming options as well. So if you're interested in that, please, please, please contact us and we will get you that registration information as well.
Excellent. And I think it's amazing. And you know what? People, you have to understand something. When you're doing events, you start at a smaller level and then they get bigger and bigger and bigger. So she says she's expecting 50 to 75 this year. But I guarantee you by the time she gets in Philadelphia, that could be 150. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happens. You start, you create an event, you get it on the books, you let people see what it looks like. Then when you're going to do it again, now people understand the vision, they have seen it, it's manifested, and then you take it to the next level. So I commend you for taking the time out and getting this done and just going forth with it to recognize the ladies. So I got to ask this question because I know we have some men in here and they be wondering, what about the brothers? What about the men?
So yes. So as for men can come and support, the ladies, especially for that Saturday night, which is the big event, can come support their ladies. We know our ladies have husbands. We know they have sons, brothers, or just all around friends that want to come support them. So they are able to register as well for that Saturday evening. Now, for the other stuff, we know it's probably stuff that they're not interested in, but we understand that they do want to come support, their family and friends, get honored. So we have opened it up to them as well.
Now, I have to ask this question because you're a visionary.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know that you were inspired by Miss Beverly Vaughn, the founder of the national 501c3 organization, Black Girlz Rock Inc., which is all about the women. Do you see anything in your vision for recognizing men in the future?
I have to be honest with you. We want to stick as closely to the name and to the vision as possible. Now, I do acknowledge we have some brothers out here that are doing it up and doing it well. But, I know my passion and I know the vision that God gave me. And we want to stick as close to our mission and our purpose as possible. So we will probably continue honoring women of color. However, that's a good idea for someone, maybe a brother to start something like that for the men or something like that. But, for right now, we are going to stick with our mission.
Now, I have a young lady in here that also helps business owners do some things. And I wanted to recognize her as well. And that's Sherry. I believe Sherry does some things for business owners too, and she helps them to do some marketing and do some things like that. So there are some people in here that may be in contact. Once again, Ms. Callwood, if you have not done so already, you can click the name on the top and you can follow her. It's Black Girlz Rock. It's Black Girlz with a Z. All right, that's Girlz. All right. and there's a period in there too. So if you look at the name, be mindful of the period. And we want you to know that this is just the beginning, but it's an exciting beginning. And it's going down in Dover,
It is.
Delaware, in a couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks. Are you excited? Are you excited?
Yes, we are excited. The community is excited. The response I've gotten just from community members and from, even people across the globe that want to support, from Chicago to Florida, all these different states, New York, they want to support. So I've gotten a great response. So we're excited. We're excited. Right now, we are doing our pre-registration price. So that's a special price, for all that you're getting. And that gives you access to the whole conference. However, I do want to, encourage everyone, if you are attending, please take advantage of that price, because the closer the conference gets, the price will be going up. And as far as our virtual streaming, you can take advantage of that as well. If you are in a state that you are unable to travel, or you're not within driving distance, you can take advantage well. And that includes, we will mail you all the goodies that the people in person have. So we want you to be a part as well.
So when is the deadline for the early pre-registration?
So that will be ending this upcoming week.
Okay.
This
Is it a specific
week,
date?
register. That date is Wednesday.
Okay.
So March the 9th, the price is going up.
Okay. So March 9th, guys, if you want to get in early, you want to make sure you reach out to us. So if you're coming back and doing the replay, make sure you know that. Now, you said virtual streaming. Which platform will you be streaming on virtually?
So the place that we're actually hosting it has virtual streaming capability. So it won't be like an Instagram live or anything like that. But after they register, they'll get all of that information.
Okay. Okay. So you will find out what the platform is, whether it's Zoom or Google Meet or whatever the venue uses. Once you get registered, you will get the link that will give you access. And don't forget, there is still one vending space left, and then they're also looking for sponsors. Now, this event is taking place in a couple of weeks in Dover, Delaware, but next year, March 17th to the 18th in Philadelphia, they're already working on the event for next year. Next year, they are taking nominations for people, or will those nominations start after this event? When will the nominations be?
The nominations for next year will start after this event. If you follow us on our social media platforms, we will be making an announcement. So stay tuned for those dates, and stuff like that. And when they end, because it will have a start and ending date. So make sure you stay tuned, follow us on social media so you can stay up to date on what we are doing.
Now I have a couple more questions, because this might be one that people are thinking. So you're doing an event in Delaware, you're doing one in Philadelphia. Do the people have to be in that local area to be nominated? Do they have to be in that city or state?
They do not have to be in that city or state. Right now, this year, we're honoring people from all over. We're honoring people from New Jersey, from right here in Delaware. We're honoring people from all over the globe. So they do not have to, for instance, next year we're doing it in Philly. They do not have to be a Philly resident to be nominated. They can be anywhere in the United States or even internationally. They can be from anywhere. We are not discriminating on location.
So that's good. International too. What about age? Is there an age limit? Or do they have to fall between a particular age range?
To be nominated for an award, they have to be at least 18 years of age.
Okay. So 18 to 80, or just a business owner, or?
It doesn't have an ending age, but they do have to at least be 18 years of age.
Okay. And do they have to have a registered business? Do they have to have like an LLC,
so
a nonprofit, or what is the business designation they have to have to qualify?
So each award has different criteria. So for, like I mentioned earlier, the Girl Boss Award, that person is to a woman of color who's been an entrepreneur for at least 2 years and still being successful and dominating. Yes, it has to be a legit business, everyone. It does have to be a legit business. Because, if you, do not have your licenses or the necessary paperwork, we cannot acknowledge you as a business.
Excellent, excellent. So ladies and gentlemen, if you know of someone, jot down the email you see here, go to the website. We will make sure we include it in the description when we post this video. And Miss Meshia Callwood is the founder of Black Girls Rock. Once again, that's Black Girls Rock, the local newly inspired way of recognizing our celebrities at the level of the community. You know what I mean? Not the celebrity that we know, that we watch on TV and we hear on the radio, but our extraordinary everyday celebrities. That's what I want to call them, like our everyday celebrities who run businesses, and they're looked at as just everyday people. And so I definitely thank you. Now, is there anything that I haven't asked, that I haven't covered, that you would like to tell the people regarding this event or yourself, on how they can reach you, or anything at all that you would like to say? You can do that at this time.
Yes. So, if you are interested in contacting me personally, my social media, you can contact me on Instagram. I'm on all platforms. Instagram is SHE_unique, UNIQE 94. And on Facebook, you can find me at Meshia Callwood. And my email is C as in cat, QUESHIA@gmail.com. And then for Black Girls Rock, you can find us on all social media platforms. So Facebook is Black Girls Rock with a Z. And on Instagram is Black Girls with a Z .rock. And our email is bgrconference@gmail.com if you want to connect with us.
Excellent, excellent. And there you have it, Miss Meshia Callwood. And ladies and gentlemen, what we like to do here on the story time is to give anyone an opportunity who has a valid story. And the story could be pertaining to something you have overcome, and it could be pertaining to a particular event or organization. We highlighted this organization because she's actually highlighting you. She's highlighting ladies who have stories, who have overcome certain things, and I think it's a beautiful thing. And I will close by asking you one more question, Miss Meshia. So you were not always successful. You have overcome some things. You have been through some things. There may be a lady watching this who is in the middle of going through something.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't gotten there yet.
Mm-hmm.
What words of encouragement would you say to that woman as we get ready to close out, that might be watching this and might be saying, man, that'll be me one day, but she's just going through and she can't feel it right now. She just don't feel that motivation. What would you say to that person?
I would say to that person, even though you're not feeling it, I don't feel it all the time, but sometimes we can't go off of our feelings. We can, I understand everybody has a moment, but at some point you have to get up and go. So I will go back to what I said earlier: adjust your crown and lift your chin up. Everything, you might be going through trials, tribulations, but everything works together for our good. God has your back, your front, your side, and you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Whatever it is you're passionate about, don't put it on the back burner. But today's your day to get up and to step up and to go after what it is that you desire.
Wow. So if you're watching that and you were wondering if it's your day, you just heard it. Today is your day. So I want to thank you, Ms. Callwood, for coming in. I really do. And I look forward to listening, to hearing more about this, and to talking with you about ways that I can be involved. And you know how to reach me. I know how to reach you, and I look forward to doing that. And I wrote down your information here that you gave me for others, and I want to include that in the post. So when I share the post, I will tag you too. You can feel free to add anything to it that you want to add. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate the vision. I appreciate what it's about. Like I shared with you, I thought about this. I thought about doing this very same thing. That's what God does. He gives people who are visionaries. He gives you visions. So when I saw it, that's why it resonated with me. I was like, oh my goodness. And that's why I said, wow, let's get together, because I want to do that here in North Carolina. And I want to do it, the things I think of, I always think of it globally. I mean, so
Right.
we have a lot in common when it comes to that. So I look forward to connecting with you. I really, really do.
Thank you. I do as well. And I've enjoyed my time here tonight.
And I thank you so much. And for all of you who have popped in, share this video, let others know. We look forward to doing what we can do to support one another. We have to support one another, guys. We have to support one another. You know, and that's the bottom line. There's enough for all of us. You know, a lot of times the biggest competition you should have should be the person in the mirror. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like your competition should be how good you are today versus how good you were yesterday. That's it. That's the competition. Nothing more. How can I outdo what I did yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Not what, how can I do she or he or what anybody else does. It's not about what somebody else does. It's about how you can outdo the day before. So have an amazing day. My name is Crystal Bodie Smith once again. If you have a story that you want to tell, feel free to DM me. If you haven't already followed myself or follow this young lady, please do so by clicking the arrow on the top. Again, share this video. We'll be back next week, Thursday at 12 o'clock with another amazing guest to give you some information. Stay tuned for some things that you're going to see happening real soon. All right. I want to thank you. I want to say keep hope alive. My mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. And we hope that something here tonight has done one of those three things, if not all three. Have an amazing night. Thank you, Ms. Callwood. Thank you to everybody who's come in, and we'll see you at the top.
See you.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.